Alright, hello everyone, this is VideoGameWarlord, and today we are playing Lines of Battle. I just discovered this game by watching a guy called Mr. V play it on YouTube, so I decided to give it a whirl as well, and first game, oh, loved it. We're just gonna jump right into it. This is just a review of the battle I did, so the alternative is we sit here, we wait for our opponent to take their turn. So I'd have to go through and cut that out and edit, and then take a while. But this, I can just kind of pause and we can just kind of play around with it. So, well, we're gonna stick with this for now. Right now, he's just kind of holding this forest, and I'm in my head. I have that I need to get to his victory point. I think this is supposed to do something when you get onto it, but as you'll see, I run a couple cavalry units down here. Oop. Before that happens, though, we do get an engagement up here. He tries going for my artillery with his hussars. I have 4 cav, he has hussars. And I'm trying to get around him into his artillery and his point in the back with my 3 over here. And I can honestly wait to take the infantry engagement if he's just going to toss his cav in, and I can just fuck it up with my own infantry and cavalry and artillery. Just the whole shebang, really. And yeah, he tries to get into him, but I have my cav right there, right on top of him. Chase him off. So those guys don't end up being a problem for a while. I just kind of chase them around with the cav. Take his hussars in the middle with my infantry, just really avoiding the massive all this. I just don't need to deal with that. And like I said, I'm like, oh, I can just take the point. But it doesn't seem to do anything. So we go with plan B, which is just run right into his artillery. I think he might have put caster shot, or maybe. I can't tell if he did or not. I'm just baiting his... He's finally pushing out of the woods now that I'm going for this. I'm trying to get around, put some pressure on his backside, keep all this tied up still. And I've got a nice concave here, just shooting into his stuff. Okay, I've beaten him back in the center. His hussars have just been broken. What I should have been doing is I should have chased him around with... Oh, well, my own cav are actually tied up, I guess. But I do... My cavalry does break, but that's part of the reason why I set the infantry in, because I will end up breaking this unit here, and I'm just really focusing on keeping him busy in the main line, just so I can kill his artillery in the back. Oh, it's going really well for me right now. I basically take out his artillery. I've broken a bunch of these units, although mine have kind of broken in return. The whole battlefield's a bit of a mess, right? All these darkened units you have basically no control over. So at this point, I'm just trying to, well, yeah, at this point, you can see me pulling all my stuff back just because I'm trying to reform my lines. It's like, okay, I actually have to sit down and think about how am I going to kill this guy, right? Because it's not, I can't just sit on his star and win points that way, because that didn't work. So I'm just, alright, sit down. How do I kill this man? Yeah, I get a little bit desperate because I see this guy getting chased off, so I'm like, okay, how do I just send... it doesn't end up mattering, really. But yeah, as you can see, I've reformed my lines, and I'm gonna take out this guy as an act of vengeance for what's happened to this poor man. Okay, now we get to the second half of the battle here. The main engagement's going to be around this area, and I'm going to be attempting to put pressure on the flank. So just like getting a good concave. I have my artillery too, which are just pounding away this whole time. I've already taken his out. Those are gone, so I can literally just sit if I wanted to and just hammer him with artillery. But actually, I think having him balled up here is just super contained in the forest it's so good. I don't know why he sits here all game. It's a good defensive spot, but sitting doesn't win. Yep, he tries for a push forward, but a couple of my units come back and I can kind of reinforce this position. And what I was really hoping to do was a big hammer and anvil on this guy. But, oh, he just gets out of there. Oh. That hurt. That hurt when that happened. I was so hoping I could just crush them all right there. But, anyways, yeah, I start setting up my little concave to put pressure on all of one flank while all these 4 guys are just sitting in the back. That's 4 units that are not on the front lines. Okay. So I got my concave set up. All these guys are just blasting them here. It's perfect, right? These guys are distracted. So what I figure I'll do is I'll bait his hussars out. I'll just go around the back, and it works. I don't know why he sent all his guys back here. He should have actually just kept these, or even pushed these infantry out, because he could have held here, maybe, because these guys are just sitting there doing nothing. And if he wanted to win with the hussars, he should have pulled them in, because I outnumber him. But he takes the bait. I think he was trying to maybe pick them off one by one, but they're all right there. Yeah, and he gets in the back of that one, but as you can see, the rest of these guys are just hammering into him. And he's trying to reform his line to get all his infantry back in the front. And as you can see, I just end up breaking his cav. Ugh. This is a cleanup here. Once I kill his cav, I can just yeet my cavalry back into the main line of battle, and I can just decimate him, shooting him from the front, running him into the rear from behind. He does throw this guy out to try and break this, so I literally do the manliest thing I can do with them, run him away. Because that, or, he just breaks, which doesn't do anyone any good. I've cleaned up his cavalry finally. He's trying to put pressure on my front line. And I just had to hold, because now the cavalry comes back. That was the game right there. That was GG. Really just getting these flank attacks. Even at the end here, I get into him with the infantry, that little engagement. So this is a very fun game. I strongly recommend it. It's called Lines of Battle. And I hope you all have a nice day. We're going to be doing more of this.